Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Thank you again for joining us here at CCSC. Welcome back to our city of Venice, the last gameplay build that we're going to be doing on Cities Skylines before Cities Skylines II is released. In today's episode number 7 of the series. If you missed what we've done, go back and watch the previous episodes. But a quick recap, we've got a couple neighborhoods built: Aspen Heights, Elk Park. Over here we've got Belmont Hills that we built in the last episode, and Birch Hills. A lot of hills for a pretty flat area. Nonetheless, in today's episode we're going to grow our population to our next milestone of Small City. In today's episode we are going to use some of the milestone assets that we unlocked in the last episode. So we're going to go back to our big town milestone and take a look. Campus area is part of a DLC. Most all of this is DLC, but if we scroll down here quick to the very end, you can see we unlocked a few new buildings. We unlocked an incineration plant and a university. Both of those are from the natural vanilla gameplay. So we're going to utilize those in our city as quickly as possible because, as you can see, we have a bit of a garbage problem. Landfill storage, we're not reaching it. The garbage processing status is not good, so we're going to go ahead and take care of that real quick. We can go ahead and hit play for right now and go to our utilities. And first thing that I want to do is lay down one more landfill site. We're running out. We're really kind of getting backed up. We need to clear out some space and find a more permanent solution for the landfill and incineration plants. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and just run a road off of this. Make this a 4-lane intersection, and this is going to be a temporary thing. These will be moved, much like a lot of this. The road might stay, but we'll go back to our utilities. We're going to add another landfill site, and we're going to add a couple incineration plants. And the incineration plant is kind of cool. It turns your garbage into electricity. As you can see on the screen, power output is 12 megawatts, so that helps with the electric as well. And we can go ahead, bump this up to 3 times speed real quick, and take a look at our info views and our electric production, and we can lower the budget on that. Now that we've got 2 plants there, we'll go ahead and bump that down to 90 and then take a look. That's about where we need to be. We can bump that up whenever the usage demand peaks a little bit more. But let's go ahead and take care of our water as well. As you can see, we're going to go ahead and bump this up to 120 for now. As you can see, we've got a lot of people without water over here, and that's just a supply issue. The landfill does not need water pipes, however, the incineration plants do. So let's go ahead and just come the shorter way over here. We'll start with the road, come down to this intersection, and then meet up with that intersection. And there we go. So that'll give everything water. We should be good. We've got some trash problems already starting, but they should be taken care of. We've got a lot of traffic, as you can tell, and that's why I wanted to get that off the main road. We're sending out like 30 cars for landfill and garbage removal. So you can see all of these. All of these are just trash trucks for the most part. So I wanted to get that off of the main road. Hopefully that'll help traffic a little bit, but we need to address that. We're going to take care of something more important first. Let's bump this down to 1 times speed and go to our info views, because as you can see, we unlocked universities in the last. We have plenty of elementary. 710 kids eligible, 900 capacity, that's fine. High school, we've got 1 in each side over here, so they're fine there. But university, we have 1,257 students eligible and none in. So we're going to go ahead and put a university over here in Belmont Hills. Sorry, had to look up at the screen. And I'm not sure where I want to put this exactly. I think I want to split the neighborhood, and I don't think that I want to take the seaside out. Let's go ahead and look at our terrain here. So we might actually put that on the seaside. I think that'll be kind of cool, actually. I think that'll be a little bit better. So we're going to put this right next to this block, and you can see we've got 2 squares on each side, so that's perfectly centered. Yeah, actually I kind of like that. We might do some commercial down here as well, but for right now, just to beef up this university, because as you can see with the vanilla gameplay, that's it for the university. That's the only thing that they have. That's why they released the campus DLC. That's supposed to be a college. That's supposed to hold 4,500 students, I believe. Yeah, that little thing there is supposed to hold 4,500 students. But nonetheless, no DLCs, so we're going to beef this up a little bit. We're going to add a couple parks and make it kind of look a little bit nicer. Maybe a plaza, if we can. I don't know if we should be able to play with this. Let me think about this for a second. This would go against the vanilla. Not really, it wouldn't. Okay, so after some careful consideration, I think we can use the unique buildings. These are part of the vanilla gameplay. There's something that you unlock. I don't know if you haven't unlocked them, but we're going to use these two here because they're the same size, as you can see. And let's go ahead. Are they the same size? They're not the exact same size, but they're yeah, okay. We're going to put one of these on each side of the building, and these will bring in more tourism to the area. So if you go to the screen here, you can see visitor capacity 150 and visitor capacity 150. But it, you know, just something to make it kind of stand out a little bit more. I think that's acceptable, and it kind of closes it in. Now I think we can add a little bit of university type features, which would be some sports. Now we can't add the baseball field or the football field or anything like that because, you know, it is unfortunately, we need to hit play, we need some money. It is unfortunately part of the DLC for the campus. So let's go ahead and bump this up to 3 times speed as we need some cashola. And that will build up our funds pretty quickly. I want to put a basketball court down, and then I think I'm done. We can put some walkways in between everything. Let's go ahead and just make this 1 here. Once we put this basketball court down, we need a lot of money because we need to address our traffic situation. We need to upgrade all of our mess of roads that we have laid over there. What do we need? We need $4,000 for this, right? Yeah, we should be there soon. Alright, so there is our little university area. These plazas, I bet, are what killed us. How much are these? How much were these? 20,000, 30,000. Yeah, that was $50,000 of plazas that I wasn't thinking about playing. But nonetheless, we'll be fine. So we can go ahead and add some park paths, make it look a little bit more natural, a little bit more into the scenery. And let's go ahead and can we come off of this? I think we can. Let's see here. Huh, no, it looks like it has nodes. Okay, nonetheless. You cannot do that. Huh, interesting. Alright, well, we're going to put a park path behind everything anyway. That is not what I wanted, but we can cut that way. So our park path dips down a little bit back here, and if I really cared, I would go ahead and do this and landscape this just a little bit and get the soil a little more level with that. Build this back up back here and then relay it. I want everything with the university. And, oh yeah, with park paths you don't need to relay it. It adjusts. Forgot about that. Nonetheless, with roads you have to relay it, otherwise the road will be recessed into the ground. But with park paths you don't have to, they just build up. So, there are our park paths behind the university. A couple nice parks next to it. Nice little basketball court, tennis court. And let's go ahead and just come down off of this and kind of like that. There we go. Now, that should do fine. That will help all of our... We need level. That will help all of our students that are eligible to go to college. They now have a place to go to college, and as mentioned in a previous episode, if you don't offer them the level of education that they can when they're eligible, they will just never be educated, is what I read or heard or something like that. I don't know if that's true. Comment in the section below if you have verifiable information on that. We need some electric everywhere. Let's go ahead and change our budget. We'll go up to 95, and that should take care of everything. So we have $22,000 saved. We are starting to build a little bit of funds. However, we need a lot more money before we can start our infrastructure project that I would like to do. So let's go ahead and zone off some more residential and complete this neighborhood over here, which will probably become 2 neighborhoods eventually. And you can go ahead and delete this rock here if you want, or as mentioned previously, you just zone off the whole thing and it will go ahead and fill in. So we've got some houses moving in over there. I don't know if we want to do commercial. We don't have much demand. I think we're going to do a little bit of commercial on the end over here, and to keep everything looking nice and smooth, we're going to go ahead and add some more land over here. And this becomes a little expensive too, but that looks good. That looks really nice. So I want to take advantage and add some commercial and then probably fill in the rest of it with residential. And as you can see, we have unlocked high density commercial. We may do, no, I think we're going to keep with low density. We have unlocked high density commercial and residential, but I don't want to do any of that yet in these areas. So we're just going to add a little bit of commercial over there, some places to make this look a little more, I don't know the word I'm looking for. Now that that has filled in, I want to remove one there, I want to remove one there, and I want to kind of keep this straight. And that gives us the option of laying more park paths around the back. And there we are. We probably need to adjust that. Wow, that looks terrible, but nonetheless, that's fine. We've got some parks paths, that's fine. They'll be okay. Yep, that's fine. And it kind of makes the riverside look a little bit better. Kind of makes it look more defined, more, you know, actually kind of fits into the neighborhood a little bit more. Now, that takes care of our first problem. Second problem, actually, we took care of crematoriums, we took care of landfill site. We added the university. I would like to move these sewage pumps. As you can see, they are just horrendously spilling out sewage everywhere. Now, I'm not sure where the best place to move them is. As mentioned, we are going to buy all 9 of these tiles here. So we will probably move these again, but I want to move them and get them down here for now. They look unsightly, I would say. However, we are going to buy a tile. I would like to buy this tile for this episode. Should we move them over here? This is where all the sewage and toxins and stuff are going to come out. We might go ahead and do that, and that'll be more in the ocean. Let's go ahead and do that. And as previously discussed, our downtown area is going to be up here. All of this area down here is going to be high density. However, IT clusters are part of a DLC, so we're kind of SOL on that. But nonetheless, so all of this is going to be industry, so I think, yeah, we might put it off this island here. So let's go ahead and move these. I want to pause the game before we do this. And we are going to relocate both of these over here, and we need to add some, at least one as well. I'd like to keep that straight if I can, as straight as possible. There we go. And let's add one more while we're here. And this is the only option that we had whenever this game first came out. This was it. This game has grown leaps and bounds with all the DLCs that have been released. Now I want to go ahead and run this all the way across here. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and run it the straightest way across. And we'll connect it to this street over here. Now, unfortunately, that is not under streets, but that's fine, so don't worry about it. And we can go ahead and remove those. And we need to supply it with power. And I think we're just going to go ahead. I don't think these take much electricity. And later we're going to move these as well. I need this tool. Later we're going to move all of these up to the hillside over here. So we're going to relocate one over to here for now. And I think that 8 kilowatts should power all of those. That should be fine. So we've added one, and we may need to add a water tower as well. But let's go ahead and make sure everything's working. Make sure we're getting water across to here. Yep. And the power should be suffice. Yeah, we're good. Alright, that'll take care of everything. And you can see it's got its own little separated, isolated power supply. That's fine. We might actually have quite a few of those over here. This is all going to be an industry island, so. And that'll clean up that water. It's just unsightly. It's nitpicky. I don't like it. It just looks gross. If you go to your info views, you can go to the pollution screen. which is this one, yeah. And you can see all of that's just pollution. It just looks terrible. So we've done that. Now we need to raise some money for our infrastructure project that I would like to implement in today's episode. But we also have a bit of demand for industry. So I want to go ahead and zone off some of this industry back here. And first I want to go ahead and level it because a lot of this, the farms that are built over here, a lot of them are very unleveled because the farmland doesn't need to be leveled out. So you can see, farmland doesn't need to be leveled out, the building does, so it just looks like that. So I'm going to go ahead and level this back before we build. Just a little bit, and you can turn up the density and the size, and that is not what we wanted to do, so I wasn't paying attention. Let's go ahead and level all that out, and then that is not what we wanted to do either. Alright, there we go. Let's get back to what we wanted to do. Now we'll go ahead, I just assumed they were all the same level, so let's go ahead and we're going to soften terrain, and we're going to turn this up to the highest size and the highest density. And this will just naturally make everything come back down. This should fix everything for us. Let's take a look. Yeah, there we go. Now we can go ahead and add our zoning on the back side here. We can hit play again. We can go ahead and add our zoning, but before we do that, we want to make sure that this is inside of our zone, otherwise it'll build polluting industry. And it is indeed. So I'm going to zone this off in case we decide to build these roads aren't going out. We're going to take the whole backside. There we go. There we go. Now we've got a little bit more industry in there. I don't know why that's not zoned, but there we are. We've got a little bit more industry zoned off, and let's see if we can get a little bit more. And that should answer our demand for a little while. There we are. Yeah, that should answer our demand for a little while we take care of everything else the city needs. But we are looking good. I like this little area over here. This looks nice. The little commercial. We might do some more commercial on the backside, but that looks good. I'm happy with the university. We don't have water up there. We need to take care of that. And that's why typically whenever I upgrade something, I will give it a second and take a look around at my city. It gives you one opportunity to look at your city, make sure there's not anything that you're missing or needed, and once the city gets bigger, you need more time anyway. But, you know, to look around and make sure everything's functioning right. But also make sure everything is connected, because if we would have just gone to our construction project over here, we probably would have missed that needed water and the farm would have closed. We are losing businesses. That's not good. Alright, so hopefully we can fix that. Let's go ahead and pause the game, and we are going to delete all of these roads. Yeah, we're going to delete all of these roads, and you can see the cars are still there, and once you build the road back up, the cars will respawn where they need to be. And I'm going to go ahead and delete all of this. Now you can up the size by hitting the left or right, and you can delete all this, but you can see all the rocks and all of these. There's a bunch of dead wood and stuff that's sitting around. I don't see any of the dead trees over here. But I don't want to delete these rocks. I think they look cool. So we're going to do this painstakingly, one piece at a time. And that should be more than enough room. We're going to go ahead and add a four lane, what is this thing called? Cloverleaf, that's the word. A cloverleaf intersection. We're going to go ahead and add a cloverleaf intersection here. And you can see the bridge part. You can see where the two parts are, the roads that go under and the roads that go above. I like to orientate it so that the bridge part is the lesser traffic. However, they eventually will be two main highways. But first, we want to level this terrain out a little bit so that it looks a little nicer. You can see we've got a bit of a valley there. So we're going to flatten all of the terrain about this height. And we'll go ahead and just fill this in a little. That will make it look a little bit better. And there we are, that should work. Let's go ahead and soften this terrain just a bit. And that just kind of stretches everything out a little. There we are. Okay. You can see it went from harsh to, more grass. Now, let's go ahead and add our intersection. And I don't want to delete that rock if I can. I think it looks good there, right off the exit. We want to kind of be straight with the main road, the residential road that we've built over there. However, we don't need to be perfectly straight with it. I think something like this, actually. Maybe more like this is what we want. And let's just readjust this. And we can change this highway to suit, and this is probably all going to be changed anyway. So let's, something like that. That's what I'm thinking. There we go. All right. So we'll go ahead and delete a little bit more of this highway. And that will all be changed eventually anyway. So, and actually, let's go ahead and delete quite a bit of this highway. That's going to be more costly, but it'll be all right. And I want to delete this all the way to the bridge. Yeah, we are running out of money. I think we have a couple loans we can take, though, so I'm not too worried. I guess I should have checked. Maybe I should be worried. And let's go ahead and run those straight in line. Reconnect them. There we go. And you can see we might want to level that out a little bit. But we'll worry about that after we find out if we have enough money to do so. So I'm just going to run this straight down. And I think that... not enough money. Ooh, that's not good. Let's go ahead and go to our economy. All right, we're going to take this loan out and just connect everything up. We need to build a lot more money. I'm just going to run this straight for now. And this straight for now. And we will fix that in a minute. This can go straight to there. And this can go... for right now, let's go ahead and just rerun this road, because I think that'll be a lot cheaper than building the highway that we want to do. Let's go ahead and just run... yeah, actually, that's fine. Let's just go ahead and run that road for right now, and run to one-way roads. That was a lot more money than I thought it was going to be. I wasn't necessarily planning as efficiently as I should have. We'll go ahead and run that road. This road, change direction, and hit play. Then we can build up some money and get back at that. We have started though. We've built our whatever this thing is called. Cloverleaf intersection. That needs to be connected with the road there. Oh, but not a one-way. There we go. Alright, back to the gameplay. So let's go ahead and let this run for a minute. So we've got $20,000. As you can see, we've got a problem over here in our commercial area, and that is not enough customers. So I'm going to go ahead and try and get them a little bit more customers. We're going to run a road right there that intersects. Should we go... I don't know if we should go diagonal or straight. I'm thinking diagonal. Can we save both of these houses? No, of course not. Let's go ahead and go diagonal, because that will be more centered and space the traffic a little bit better. Should we go straight diagonal? Let's go ahead and go like that. Hopefully that being an intersection now will draw more customers over there. We will see. Time will tell. But I also want to connect to these roads. And we're just going to run straight like that. That looks good. Can we do the same thing here? I don't know if we need to do something there. But let's go ahead and connect this road. And I think I want this to be kind of... that doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad at all. Okay, let's go ahead and run both those roads straight. Yeah, we should have fixed the hillside there. Perfect opportunity to show you. So we'll go ahead and landscape this. And you can see, whenever you do any kind of landscaping with... what side do we want leveled? We want to slope the terrain, I think. When you do any kind of landscaping that is after a road is done, the land will change, the road won't. So actually, I think we're going to just level it to this height. There we go. So that we can show you a little bit more. And you can see, the road is now just in a valley. But once you delete the section of road, autosave. Time for a tea break if you want. Now, a little shout out there. So if you hit auto, if you redo the road, now you can see perfectly straight. Now let's go ahead and hit play again. We're at 3 times speed. We need to build a lot of money before we crack this highway here. But this is, this is working, I guess. How is our traffic? Let's go ahead and take a look. 83%. Not great, and that is what I want to get done in today's episode. We have 7,900 citizens in our town. Our next milestone is 8,500, so we need to reach our next milestone. I think we've got a bunch of housing demand. I think we're going to answer some of that housing demand. And we're going to start with housing demand over here. I'm just going to go ahead and fill in this entire... But I don't want anyone on that side of the street. So, if you just go through and remove those, then they automatically build just on this road here. And that is exactly what we want. We want them to just build on that side of the road over there. Now, we've got a couple roads connecting the industry area, and that's so that the workers can get home. That will help the land value over here a little bit better, because they have more direct access opposed to going all the way up there and then down and around. And you can see a lot of people are utilizing it. There's a lot of cars. A lot of people are just walking to work. You can see. Oh, hold on there. Uneducated young adult. Unfortunately, we missed her. So, Shirley Parker is heading to work at the Orchard Company. Oh, she's a guard at the Orchard Company. So, go ahead and hit play. And we need to tackle this before we end the episode. I would like to get this highway situated. So let's go ahead, $62,000. I think we can get this done. So we're going to have the highway elevated through this little valley here. If we go to our terrain tool, you can see there's a little valley here. And that is where I think I want the highway to connect there and then come over here and connect to this Birch Hills. So I think I want to build an elevated road from here to here. And then the connection, the service interchange, will actually go underneath it. I think that will look really good, and it's playing with our natural terrain. I think it'll look nice. And as soon as you come off of the highway, you come in, and what do you see first? The water tower. So I think this is going to work. Let's go ahead and start this. I think we can do this. And we wasted a lot of money by building these roads that we didn't need to, but I wasn't paying attention, and we had to build those roads. Now let's leave that road just in case we come into the same kind of trouble. Let's go ahead and go to our highway. And these are just going to be straight highways. So I think we want to come down about to where that road is before we elevate. So let's go ahead and just come right into that road. Yep. And I think I'm just going to come from this way and change direction. And obviously we are now going to be removing that road. But I want to see where we're going to start liftoff for our elevated highway. And that is the part that's going to be very expensive, is the elevated aspect of it. So we want to keep that kind of, you know, on the low side. And so the elevation probably needs to start a little bit further out, just because that's where your exit ramps are going to start. So we're going to come out 20 here. Yeah, and I think you can see that's where it's starting to go down in by the hillside there. So let's go ahead, and when you go out 12 is the perfect elevation. It's the most gradual, I should say, of the elevations. If you come out 13, you can see it moves down a little bit. If you go out 12, it's the most gradual. Then we'll come over here, come from the other side, and then both of them should be the exact same height. If you have some terrain issues, they might be a little bit different, but those are pretty much perfect. I think we probably could have elevated them a little further back, but that'll work. That'll be fine. So let's go ahead and finish this. And I think we need to come probably, we're not worried about destroying those power lines. Probably need to come about, and you know what we need to do. We need to build this road here. Let's go ahead and go straight and run this. I want to be completely straight, so let's go ahead and run this to here, and then we'll delete the road and fix this. And that's all temporary anyway, so that's fine. That will just get us so that we can, I guess we didn't need to do that. That's all going to be removed very soon. But nonetheless. So we'll go back to our highway. And then we can judge if that bar right there is going to be in the middle of our road. So that's why I did that, just in case you were wondering. And we don't want the bar, so we want it to come down about there. So let's go ahead and put it, I think that'll work. I think 20, that should work perfect. Let's get snapped up with that line. And are they in the same place? Yep. Alright, there we go. So as you can see, the pillars just on the right hand side of the road there. I like that, that looks good. We can go ahead and finish. And we're going to run this just out to 12 and down. And from the other side, do the same. And there we go. Now, I think we might have to remove some of this farmland over here to fit this in, but we will worry about that in just a minute. Is that about the right length? I think it's a little longer on this side, but that's fine. Now, we can build our exits. And this is a very tight little area. Yeah, highway ramp. This is a very tight little area. If you can, I would advise that you pre-plan a little bit better. But as mentioned, I mean, you can delete stuff, you can remove stuff. It doesn't really matter. It's all fine. I wish we would have been a little bit further this side, but we're going to be okay. It's cool. And right after this, we're going to start curving around and down over to here. So this will be fine, but, you know, it is what it is. It's a little tight. So for our exits, we're going to go ahead and run parallel with the highway down to there. And I think probably that side will be a little bit less. So let's go ahead and extend this probably out 10. That should work. That'll level us off. There we go. Yeah, now we can connect our highway ramp back in. And let's go ahead and loop this around on both sides. And I want to be up a little bit further. There we go. And we're just going to do from this side because it's easier to get the proper loop. There we go. And then we'll change direction. There we go. So, there is our highway exit. That is half of it anyway, I should say. That should help the traffic immensely. This, we're going to have to delete all of this. But I think that'll be okay as well. And actually, we're going to delete this that I just put down, which is very dumb. But you'll have that problem sometimes. It's okay. Now let's go to our straight tool. We can connect that straight up. That's not what I want. Remove all of that. There we go. And of course, why would it? Alright, we're just going to relocate that. I think it's a police station. Yeah, firehouse. Alright, so let's go ahead and just relocate this to here. $2,400, why not? That space is already occupied with a water tower, so let's put it on the other side of the road. There we go. $2,400 just to move that. Oh, what a fun game. Alright, and honestly, that was obviously sarcasm, but once you get plenty of money, this is a very fun game. It's just the start where you're, you know, building out everything. And you can start with milestone unlocked, that you've got all the money in the world. No worries. But we're going to go ahead and attempt this. Classic gameplay. So, I think we're about 2 spaced apart there. And voila! Perfectly serviceable service interchange for any city. Doesn't take up much room, and the benefit of this is if you get, so they're built far enough out that if you get too much traffic on these exit ramps, you can go ahead, and we're just going to go ahead and do it now. You can go ahead and go to a 2-lane highway, but one way. One-way highway with sound barriers. That's not what we want. Oh, is it mass transit? No, it shouldn't be. Let's go ahead and take a look here. 2-lane highway, mass transit, mass transit. We can't use it. I don't think we can use it. Oh, man. That is terrible. I typically upgrade these to the 2-lane highway. Oh, it's all mass transit DLC. We can't. Oh, man. There are bus lanes, because that was part of the... Alright. Oh, that is terrible. I typically... Wow, okay. Typically upgrade it to a 2-lane one-way highway. I think it's this. Let's go upgrade. Yeah. And this really helps. I don't, it really helps with traffic, but we can't use that. So let's go ahead and upgrade that. And that's why I use this simple little road layout here for an interchange, because I use that 2-lane in it, and it helps traffic immensely. Everyone gets through. So we'll have to see what happens here. But hopefully everything works out all right. Let's go ahead and delete this road here, because that is just confusing, intersection in the highway. We can go ahead and connect this back here. Let's just use a little ramp. That is not what I wanted to do. Oh boy. Alright. Let's go ahead and go straight. There we go. So we've got to turn around. We'll go ahead and stop the highway there. We can hit play. Let's gain some more money. We can, I think, just delete this. Is electric connected now somewhere? No, not at all. Alright, let's get this all connected up again. And actually, yeah, I think we're just going to run this and connect this way. There we go. Alright, everything's connected. We can hit play. So that is our service interchange for our city. Jump off the highway. I don't like that. I think once we get a little bit more money, I will probably finick around and play with that and try and get that a little more level. I wish that the ramp, like, why would you go downhill to go uphill? You wouldn't. That wouldn't happen. So I think we might change that later. But let's go ahead and take a look at this, how well this is going to function. I was completely thinking that we would have the 2 lanes. Everyone coming off the highway could go left or right. You could have 2 lanes to back up traffic in. This might not work, but we kind of have to make it work at this point. Let's go ahead and delete this. That will help traffic. And you can adjust traffic still. If you go to the magnifying glass and intersection, you can adjust this from lights to just stop signs, which should help quite a bit. And you can also adjust where you want the stop signs. So we only want them for these people here. Everyone else can go straight or left or wherever they want to go. And over here, we're going to turn this off, and we only want a stop sign there. So the people coming on and off the highway have to stop. Everyone else just move. Get out of the way. That should help a little bit. Alright, I'm a little bit worried about the traffic, but we will see. We're at 8,033. We need to add some more residential. We have plenty of demand for it. Let's go ahead and delete a couple of these. So there's the dead stick I was talking about earlier. Dead trees. Yeah, I think that looks cool. I didn't want to delete any of that. Let's go ahead and delete this, because we will eventually. We'll leave that. It's a solid road. And all of our guidelines over here that we started the series with, we can delete those. Let's go ahead and do that. A lot of people parked on that road. I think I'll leave it for a minute. We'll figure out what we're doing more before we adjust that. Uh-oh. Alright, so now we have this garbage facility is full. So we're going to switch our trucks from bringing in garbage to emptying building into another facility. And they will empty into the incineration plant and this thing. That should help a little bit. We can go ahead and delete this road. Got a few things that built on it, but that's fine. I want to get rid of those anyway. And there we go. So hopefully that'll work as to pass for our highway interchange. You know what I guess we could do? Aha! So the 2-lane one-way road, we could do that. I think that would help anyway. Let's go ahead and upgrade these to that. I think that will help. At least that'll get us some... Especially if everyone's going to be stopped anyway. That'll get us 2 lanes. You can see everyone's filing in. That way if you need to go left or right, you can go to the appropriate spot. That should help. Hopefully. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do with the highway one, so that should work. Yeah, I don't like how they go downhill and then go uphill, and then, yeah. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and grow our residential. Stop dilly-dallying around here. We've got a highway service interchange. We've got, this looks nice. This looks better. I would like to beautify just a little bit. I know people get bored whenever you start doing that. But we're going to add some trees, and we're going to just add them willy-nilly. Go ahead and do more like that, more concentrated. Just to separate, we're going to add all kinds of trees. Just to separate the highway and the residential and commercial a little bit. Is if you notice in real life, most of the time you don't have a great view of the residential areas over there. That's to give them a little bit of privacy. So let's go ahead and section all that off with a few trees. Then take a look. If we come down here, you're driving into the city. I don't like that at all, but nonetheless, you've got a few trees. That looks a little bit better. Keeps it kind of sectioned off. I like that. Yeah, so let's go ahead and add a few more trees on the other side. And as you can see, I'm just adding these 4 trees because they are part of the local tree population as is. We're not going to go too far because I'm not sure what we're going to do exactly about the highway, but that looks much better. Not just so right in your face onto the back of a bunch of buildings. You have a little bit of beautifying. So let's go ahead and answer this residential demand. We can go ahead and reach our next milestone, and in this episode we have a lot of traffic over here, don't we? Okay, so this is silly. All of this traffic is coming in through that. Let's give them another option. And come up that way. And that should work. I think we deleted that power line and we need it. Yes, we did. Do that for now. But that should help a little with the traffic. Let's see here. We've got quite a backed up traffic here. What are our intersections over here? Let's go ahead and look at this. This is a stoplight. That should probably be a stoplight. That's a stoplight too. Yeah, that should probably be a stoplight. Alright, this has not helped our traffic at all, and we had no problem with traffic. But once we get the highway around, once we figure out we can get rid of some of this industrial in the next episode, we're going to start building on our island over here. This should work fine. Let's go ahead and go to our traffic view. There we go. We're at 83%, which is exactly where we were. So, it is what it is. Nonetheless, I think it looks better. Looks much better. Like I said, I factored in for the 2-lane, but I think we've taken care of that. Yeah, there's no traffic over there anymore. No traffic coming into the city. So we just need these guys going out. So let's go ahead and take care of this as well. We want this to be a 2-lane. And let's make sure it's the proper 2-lane from the original gameplay. Don't want anyone commenting that I'm cheating or anything. And let's just go ahead and do this on all 4 sides. This should help a little bit. We don't need to do it going this way. But I do like it to look symmetrical. I like everything to look the same. This should help. So we've got a lot of people just coming down and going around, opposed to getting off the highway over there. That's interesting. So once the highway goes through a little bit more, maybe this will make it more regular. We have plenty of money. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's just disconnect this here. I don't like you guys doing that. Let's go ahead and run this. Let's just disconnect it. That's fine. We'll see. So that's why we don't have any traffic over here, is because everyone is now just going down and turning around there. So we're just going to leave that disconnected. Why do we have people going and just vanishing? Why is anyone going down there? Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, let's go ahead and build this road out a little bit more. We'll make it so that it is curved. We'll make it so that it is not advantageous for them to go that way. So we're going to come out 1 and go probably 2. No, let's go about 1 1/4. And I don't want it to be that dramatic, so let's go ahead and do this. Oh, we need to come this way. Okay. Do we still have people coming down the road? Yeah. Of course, and they're just dying right there. Let's pause this. Let's build this connected. Let's see if that helps them. So now they can go that way. I don't want them to, but they seem to be doing that anyway. Fair enough. We'll leave it alone. It's fine. Let's grow our population in the episode. I have had a lot of fun with you, but this video I'm positive is getting very lengthy. So let's go ahead and section the rest of this off as residential. I don't think we're going to have anything else over here. Let's just fill in the whole side. That should be fine. So now we've got some housing over there. We could have maybe done some high density, maybe a couple, but it's going to get really tall and I don't want that. So yeah, we're good. We're going to go ahead and zone that off. I'm not sure once we buy that other tile how much more we're going to expand this area. We can take that. So I don't want to do anything on these sides over here, on these roads, because I don't know if we're going to expand these roads or expand this area. But I want to fill in the backside. That should be a little bit to help us. We're now losing population. That's not good. We're going to have to add a little bit more population over here. So we kind of need to figure out what we're doing now. Let's go ahead and expand a little just for now. What did we go out here? We went 20. There we go. So let's go ahead and go 20. And 20. And is that... yeah, that should be fine. We'll go ahead and do this. Yeah, I think we're going to expand it at least that much. At least one more complete row. If not, maybe a little bit more. So we can't go all the way up, but we can go to here. There we go. And that should give us plenty of residential area zoning to finish off the episode for today. I want to go ahead and delete that and do that. See? Why are you building that little bitty house there? Anyway, alright, so that should be plenty. We need to take care of our demands. Water. That is not on the road, but we'll be alright. That will take care of all the water over there. Belmont Hills is growing pretty big. Let's go ahead and take a look. And are we sectioned off into that area? No, we are not. Let's go ahead and take a look at our population just for Belmont Hills by going to the magnifying glass. And clicking on Belmont Hills, we have 3,000. We can probably split this neighborhood up, especially if we're going to expand anymore. But we will address that in later episodes. Let's take a look at our info views. Our water, we have not enough availability, so we need another water tower, or we need a pump station. And I think we're just going to go with one more water tower for now, and we're going to put it over here in Belmont Hills. I do like the look of the water tower. For the smaller areas of the game, the smaller neighborhoods, I think they look really good. So I don't know that this is going to remain the main entrance, but we're going to go ahead and just put it, let's put it here. We're going to go ahead and just put it here for now, and that should work. No, of course not. There we go, that'll work. Alright, so as you come into this little neighborhood, you've got another water tower there. That looks fine. That looks nice. It's next to a commercial area. I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with our university over here. This little area I like. I was going to say we could run the park paths behind all these houses, but I don't think we need to. We have reached our milestone, ladies and gentlemen, small city. We've done it, 8,500. That was a little bit of a drag. I know this is going to be a longer episode. Thank you for sticking around and watching. Wish we wouldn't have come into that tragedy with the highway, but nonetheless. And again, everything we've unlocked are all DLCs. So, there's train stations. There's a few things we can play with. You can see, the new buildings and stuff like that. We've unlocked a few things. We'll be fine. Ladies and gentlemen, I am having a fun time playing this game along with you. This is very interesting. I so much, would not accept this city at all, except for the fact that we are playing with vanilla, no DLCs, no nothing like that. I would have a huge farmland with the farm DLC. I'd have so much more than what we have offering here, but that's alright. Thank you for joining the channel. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.